Here we go. Caroline,
Hello.
I'm very pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
It's really wonderful. I worked with you before, and I remember the first time I saw you, I was like, oh my God, look at this gorgeous lady. She's amazing. She's beautiful. And she has a gray hair like me.
Twins.
And exactly. And for me, gray hair was like, I had gray hair since I was 28 years old. I started to see gray hair. And it's for sometimes you hear like, oh, when you have gray hair means you're old. Actually, no. I mean, you can have it still. I was 28 and I had the gray hair. But the way you show it, the way you embrace it, it shows a lot of confidence, and it's encouraged like a lot of women. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of women who just love to keep their hair natural. I know you do a lot of work for it, or either you make it more gray, or tell me how you take care of your hair.
It's completely natural. It's 8 years of grey growth, and it has made me brave. It's given me confidence, actually, because more people look at me now when I walk into a room, and so you have to make a decision. Do I walk in with my shoulders back and rock it, or do I cower in a corner? They're the two options.
Mm-hmm.
And so I choose to love it.
Yeah, and to walk with your shoulders up high.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
and it's an amazing way. I mean, once you walk with your shoulder up, you show to the people that, you know, I'm confident and I'm open for any challenge.
Exactly.
And I
every opportunity.
Yes, and give me that my chances, the opportunity.
Exactly.
You open up,
which is quite rare for women in their 50s. I'm 56, and it is quite rare to be given opportunities. So you do have to go out there and push yourself forward to a certain extent.
Is it? I mean, well, first, I mean, it's amazing you kept you. I would never ask a woman how old are you, but you kept your age on Instagram. I was like, oh my God, she wrote her age. I mean,
because otherwise, I mean, people ask me every day anyway, and I'm proud to be 56 and fit and healthy and working on myself every day. And it helps women in their 30s and 40s to know that life doesn't just end when you become 50, because it's quite a daunting age, but I consider it to be halfway through my life. So I have another 50 years of excitement ahead of me.
Of course, but it's not like, of course, everybody's, I mean, still good and amazing in 50s and 60s, but you're a model.
Yes,
you're
I became a model when I was 53.
And you were on Vogue.
Yes.
On British Vogue.
Yes. My first paid
sexy
job.
wearing swimwear or
nothing.
Almost nothing.
Almost completely
oh
nothing.
My God. And that's amazing. You know, that's something that a lot of women is gonna like say, you know, either like, oh my God, that's something probably they should rethink about themselves and how to still believe in themselves on any age or any period of their time. They can still be still can do it, like anybody. I love that timing now, like, because the idea of a model used to be with a certain figures, certain sizes and certain age. Like a model back in the 80s, if she passes 22, she feels in a risk to lose her career, because
Yes.
they start from 14 until they are 22, and it's like, I start to feel old. Imagine that.
Yes, there still aren't many 50-year-old grey-haired models out there, but for me, still size is important. I think clothes look better if you're slimmer, and if you are slimmer, you are healthier, generally. Not anorexic, obviously, but heart health is incredibly important, and having a fit figure is the priority.
That's great. I mean, I love the way you put it, like healthier, But size is important. Let's see that if it's there is some plus size models, and they look gorgeous and beautiful.
They do, but they are telling the younger generation it's okay to be overweight. It's not okay to be overweight. It is not healthy to be overweight. So for me, I don't want to rain on your parade, but it isn't healthy. Healthy is fit, strong, and it isn't overweight. I'm sorry.
Okay. But still, some people can't make a certain weight, and they might be healthy.
Medication-wise, I totally agree. But do you eat too much? Do you exercise every day? What are your choices for the rest of your life? So in your 20s or 30s and you're overweight, what happens in your 40s and 50s? A doctor said to me recently, have you ever seen a fat person in an old people's home? No, because they die before they get to the old people's home. You only see skinny people in old people's homes. But there again, that is my worst nightmare, and I don't want to end up in an old people's home. So I'm looking after my health like you look after your car. You get your car serviced every year, but do you service yourself? Do you service your body? No, probably not.
You do run almost every day, and you're an athlete, runner. I heard you saying that you want to run 100K.
I did that in 2019.
See?
Yeah. I love a challenge, and life is all about challenges. It's about being excited to be alive. There again, it's an option. You can sit on the sofa and eat Maltesers and watch Netflix, which I love doing, but at the same time, I have to exercise every day because I want to live a longer, healthier, happier life.
Longer, healthier, and also you are influencing people around you, and you're a model, and by saying a model is not model just for the photography, which we did. Now we did a quick shoot.
We did.
How quick was it?
Minutes.
Just minutes.
Yes.
And we downloaded the images.
Yes.
And we haven't touched anything, not even the color, not retouch. And maybe we can view some of the images that we just took now.
You are very, very talented.
No. You're amazing. I mean, you're
I love your coat,
easy.
by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I have
a
this
little
coat,
Burberry number.
a Burberry coat that I haven't wear because I want to travel just to wear this coat. Imagine.
Right. You're going to have grey hairs all over it now.
It's a raincoat.
Thank you for taking those.
No,
you better send them to me.
You look amazing. That was done like 10 minutes ago.
In my new shoes.
Yep.
Great job.
Thank you so much. You said something that you are feminine, but not feminist.
Yeah, I got a lot of stick for that.
Yeah?
A lot.
Well, now you said about overweight and now about feminist.
I know.
Let's see how you're going to receive this.
I love, we have brought our son up to be a gentleman. So if we're walking down the street, he walks on the traffic side of the street, always. I mean, literally to the point where he will push you out of the way to get onto the traffic side. I love doors being open for me. That makes me feel feminine.
Yeah. And what do you mean by like not feminist? Like, can you tell me what are the things that you don't like about the feminism?
I don't believe
the
women
groups?
can do everything that men can do.
Okay.
And that's one thing. So my husband was in the army for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I wasn't particularly happy with women going to war with my husband or with any man, because I think it's ingrained in a man if a woman falls next to him to help her up, more so than a man. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. And this is such a big subject,
it's going to
piss people off. But at the end of the day, I didn't want my husband going to war with women. I'm not saying women shouldn't join the army. But that is how I feel.
But do you believe in equal opportunity for both genders?
If they're doing the same job, they should be paid the same amount.
Okay, but
without a doubt.
And you believe in like free choice of
no one should be stopped from doing anything.
Okay.
As long as it's not harming anyone. And that's a tricky subject in this country.
Yeah.
But I think England's pretty good at that.
But you don't think that women...
You're trying to get me to say something.
Yeah.
You are.
Yes.
What are you trying to get me to say?
I just
go
want...
on.
Because you're a woman, you can
Yes.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I open this subject from my side,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be bombarded with a lot of messages.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to get it too. Thanks.
No, but you're a woman. It's going to be different.
Women are mean to women.
Okay.
I think women are meaner to women than they are to men. And men certainly aren't mean to women. Well, as a generalization.
I have the same, I mean, I believe that everybody should have the same opportunity. Or
but who is best for the job? At
it's
the
not,
end of the
it's
day,
not the
that's what counts.
It's a different profession, and you cannot guarantee that's really hard. But you cannot guarantee the same outcome based on how, like, let me put it this way: it's not about men and women. Let's say two men are working in the same job, but one person loved his profession more than the other.
Yeah.
The outcome of the person who loves his job is going to be better.
Yeah.
So if both women and men given the same opportunity or forced into a certain type, like women should be in the army, and then they're not going to love it as much as the guys by their type loves to be in a tough jobs and in a physical
It
jobs.
depends on how female or masculine that woman is, I would imagine. When you're going to get women who love the front line of the army. But do I want my husband standing next to that woman?
It's yeah, but you're talking about the minority of women who likes to be physically strong, and
so they must have more testosterone.
Exactly. So the outcome is going to be different, but they should be given the same opportunity to be in any field they want.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think back to Vikings. Did you see Vikings? I'm just thinking those women were awesome. Exactly. But I think the women had their own little, did they? They had their own battles.
Yeah.
I mean, like they came in together. The shield maidens would come in and they'd fight.
And they fight with women, or did they fight with men?
I think they fought with women. I think they might have all got mixed up in the mix at some point, but they certainly banded together.
Mm-hmm.
Probably outsmarted the men.
Yes, of course.
Of course. But,
but to get less.
Yeah, but in a different way. They would fight differently to men, and they would think differently to men.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, they run the test in Scandinavia, and because Scandinavian countries, they give, like, they won't reach to the equality of gender equality.
Right.
And then they find out that the more you give freedom to women, they tend to choose a different careers than men, because you just gave them...
Because they're good at those.
Yeah, because they like it. So they go into towards the areas where it maybe help people more, like more passionate, more like sympathetic, like being in the medicine and
pastoral.
And then men tends to move towards different fields, like being like engineers and this.
I think more you're told you're not allowed to do something, the more you're going to get people wanting to do it, don't you?
Yes.
So maybe going for a career that they don't really want, but they're so pissed off that they're being told they can't have it, they're going to go and get it.
So they want to do it.
Maybe.
Great. I want to jump to a subject about we already just talked about it a little bit. It's about the look and about the shape and about the evolve in like when you evolve. What do you say? Evolvement.
Yeah,
Evolving.
Yeah.
Like you've seen that the image of women have evolved actually through social media. Like I know when I was a kid, the figures or the look of a beautiful woman which was advertised to us, unfortunately, but everything we see it from the advertising, and then we see okay, that's the idol, that's Marilyn Monroe, and then that's Kate Moss, and then these are the figures. This is the beauty. Beauty is skinny. Beauty is curvy. Beauty is that type, and then it's slightly kind of evolving through Instagram.
It is, and magazines.
In a bad way?
Well, only that you're saying overweight is okay.
No, for me, curvy is okay, not overweight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you get plus size models who are not healthy. There are no two ways about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe if you're a designer or a photographer and you're paying somebody, that you should be allowed to use the person that you want. If you want plus size, fill your boots. If you want skinny, but you should be allowed to advertise. You shouldn't be beaten down because that is your choice.
Yes, you are allowed, but the image you are
But
drawing...
I think that it's coming to a point where you can't choose, because you have to have everybody. You know, I'm saying this as a grey-haired person who doesn't get picked because I have grey hair and because I'm 56 and I have wrinkles. But everybody has to be embraced these days.
Yes.
Yeah, but do they?
No, I mean, if in terms of look, yes, why not?
Well,
yes.
that's what I'm asking you. Are you doing in this country? It's slightly different because you can actually advertise for the look you want. But I think in other countries you have to open it up to everybody.
I think recently, like talking about 5 years, I mean, all the brands that I work with, they are going towards natural, normal, healthy, but also different and in their own way. You know, short, long, tall, curvy, black, white, different skin, having also... Beautiful. Have you seen the models who have, like, I don't know what they call it, the white patches on the skin, and then they are models, and that's for me
Whitney Harlow.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It is. She's stunning.
Yes, so it's that.
So they're embracing everything.
Yes.
But just
and I like that,
which is great. But just don't tell somebody they have to do something. You know, that's what I'm anti, being told, which is again tricky living in this country.
No, it's not about the country. I think it's everywhere.
For example, in England, people rebel. England's all about rebelling. Mm-hmm. If you're told to do something, somebody's going to do the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I do quite like about England. Yeah.
I think this started being embracing everyone. It started from the part where advertising went into online social media, and then the influencers who are normal people start to be in the media, and they are normal. They are not supermodel. Each one, it's either a mother or a makeup artist, or anybody who people start to get, interested to listen to and watch their videos. So they became the image of the brands.
Yes.
And they don't have the perfect figures, which we were taught, or we've been seeing for the last 50 years. What is a perfect figure? Being that size, that tall, and this. So that time, or this era, or this Instagram has made people like change the idea of what's an idol.
Again, I think that it's accepting yourself. You have to be happy at the end of the day in yourself, but are you the best version of yourself? That's what I would love everybody to be not just say, oh, I've got a tire around my waist, oh, never mind, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Mm-hmm. Self-esteem. Mm-hmm. Love yourself. Mm-hmm. But don't necessarily love the tire that you've got around your tummy.
Yeah, but love yourself and work hard. It should be combined together.
Day.
Yeah.
every day.
Yes.
It's a choice.
But it's very hard to keep up.
Oh, it's hard.
Yes.
It is, but life is challenging, and it gives you something else to think about other than the rubbish that's going on, at the moment, this COVID stuff. I wasn't going to mention that word.
Yeah.
But look after yourself. There's only one of you, and you only have one life.
It's true, but it needs a lot of stability in your life. Honestly,
It does.
just
It
to
needs
eat
less
right.
stress.
Imagine just
Yes.
to go to the gym
Sleeping.
or to
Yeah.
sleep right.
Yes.
It needs a lot of stability.
It does.
If you are keeping up, trying to keep up with life in general, which is tough,
But if you can't control what's going on about you, control yourself.
well, how can you control anything?
You can't. You cannot control
Yes.
anything that's going on in your life. You can only look after yourself.
And look after your work and look after your family and be ambitious and run, and then if things doesn't work well, I mean it's not easy.
No. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
But you're talking about something very simple, and I'm telling you it's not easy. Like just to go to the gym every day.
You don't have to go to the gym every day. You walk out of your house. You go walking for half an hour. I don't go to the gym. I never go to the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but still.
Then you have kids. But again, there are periods of life where you have kids at home. I went through that. My husband went away to Iraq when my daughter was 2 weeks old, and he went away for 10 months. And I didn't have any help. My son was 2 years old. You get through that, and then there's another phase afterwards. So it might not be the right phase for you right now to look after yourself, but it will come. I look after myself better now than I ever did in my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. But to have it as a professionally taking care of yourself as a model and as a athlete, this is what I look up for. I mean, taking care of myself, I always take care of myself. But in my personality, I love to be at the kind of like advanced places. So I want to be successful in business. I want to be successful also in the gym, looking good and looking as an athlete. It's very hard to choose a lot of
It is, but you cannot be successful at anything else if you're not healthy.
Yep. Yes, of course, it's true.
You still want to be working when you're 60, don't you? 60,
yes.
70?
Yes.
So it's worth putting in the work that it takes. And really, half an hour a day. Most people have half an hour a day. And it's lovely, actually, during this time when there are so many families out.
Mm-hmm.
The whole family, mum, dad, the kids. It seems to be a good family time at the moment.
Yeah, and it's good weather to run.
Oh my God, the weather is so amazing at the moment. It is.
I want to see a picture of you. I don't know if I gave it to you, Tash. There is a lovely picture. Let me send it to you. It's a lovely picture for you and your daughter.
My Mimi.
Your Mimi. And Mimi is a model, and you are a model, and you look great together next to each other.
She's been modelling since she was 16. She's a proper model.
Yes, that's the right age. Okay, can we see the pictures of Vogue as well? Okay, I need to turn the Wi-Fi on. When did you start kind of being... You hate the word influencer, but as an influencer on Instagram, because you are...
During the Vogue time, when that happened, so 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Mm.
And now it's something that you do on a profession. Like you have your podcast or talk show, and you talk with a lot of doctors and about women about women difficulties or women? You help women
issues
a lot.
that
Issues.
women,
Yeah, I
that
don't want to
women
say the
come
word
across.
issues.
Well, I mean, they are things that pop up during their life. So, for example, perimenopause. Have you ever heard of that?
I know what's menopause is.
And perimenopause happens 10 years before menopause.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So at the age of 39 to 41, women can start having symptoms. So they may cry.
So earlier than 39 or?
39, so it can early menopause can happen before that. But generally, the average age of perimenopause, 10 years before menopause, is 39 to 41. And women, it's shocking at the amount of women who do not know that. So they go through this time where they're depressed and they don't know, they lose confidence. There are about 30 symptoms: lack of sleep, and their husbands, boyfriends, have no idea. They just think their women have changed, which they have, but it's all due to hormones. It's a very scary time for women. They have no idea. And then they refuse to accept it because menopause is considered to be old.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to even hear the word when you're 39, 40.
Yes, it's the same thing as grey hair. And grey hair is not.
It is.
Yes, this is how they.
Do you know if your mum was on HRT? Do you remember your mum going through menopause?
I don't know. I never asked her this. Why I should ask her this?
Exactly. Look, the boys are laughing. Exactly. Do you know? Did your mum go through menopause?
I don't think they opened that subject with.
I remember my mum throwing saucepans around the kitchen and crying a lot, and we all thought that she was mental. We had no idea because no one ever talked about it. So we just went through those 10, 20 years thinking she was a loony.
No, what I remember is like we as kids we were telling always our mom, we need a baby, we haven't seen. We grown up together as me and my siblings, so we haven't seen the baby. We were always like growing together, and we needed a brother baby or a sister baby.
You needed one.
Yeah, we wanted one, so we were pushing her, and she was like, okay, and then she had my sister. Or you put this picture. Look at this gorgeous picture.
Look at that girl.
This is the daughter of the lovely Caroline, lovely model. Both of them. That's amazing. Can we go back to this image again?
So that was actually a year ago. I'm not quite as fit as I was then, I have to say.
You're so fit. You're amazing.
Thank you.
I mean,
I'm very proud. Very proud of that picture.
I'm sure your daughter is very proud of you. You look stunning. You're brave.
I'm brave now. I used to like to stay at home all the time. I thought I would become a recluse. My mum is kind of semi-reclusive, and my grandmother was quite reclusive. And we were going to go off to Canada and build a house in the middle of nowhere.
What's reclusive?
Living alone, no contact.
All right.
And during COVID, I realized I needed people. I really needed. I missed contact. I missed eye-to-eye contact, touch, and no, I need people too much in my life to disappear. I adopted a dog during COVID. It was the best choice. She's a very cute dog.
It was the best thing I ever did.
Definitely.
And talking about this beauty, let's go. I want to talk about subject. I think you're very comfortable, and I feel relaxed asking you this about what did you do in terms of taking care of yourself, your beauty in medical way, or what did you which ways did you choose to help you keep young other than cosmetics and putting makeup and taking care of your skin?
Okay. I will. I just want to go back one moment and just say, all of you men need to know. You need to talk to your partners, and you need to know if they're becoming perimenopausal, and you have to be supportive. Because...
Whose mobile is this? It's you, Caroline?
It's not.
Yes, it's fine.
It shouldn't be ringing. Sitting on it.
It's fine. Well, okay, let's talk about it more, because
sorry.
I don't think any man...
But it's really important. Like you should know about periods. You should know about hormones. You should know why your wife is shouting at you or crying. If you want a long-term relationship,
You just needed another reason why to shout and cry all the time.
take that back.
I'm sorry.
Oof! I'd slap you if I was sitting closer.
Dude, we're gonna put some beep. Okay.
It is imperative that you share. David and I have been married for 30 years this August, and he is good. We talk a lot, and it is so important to share. You know, because women don't know why they're going through this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't explain it to you. But on the other hand, if you said to your girlfriend, are you perimenopausal, she may just punch your lights out.
Probably they don't talk about it. That's why we don't know anything. I bet like 90% of men don't know about it.
No, they don't.
It's
but they
gonna
need
be
to know.
kept.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We can move on. But I just wanted to say, men, seriously.
If you want to go ahead and talk about it more, that the only thing is like, I'm going to listen to you. I don't know.
No, that's all good. We'll move on.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay, if you need to know more, follow Caroline.
I'm actually interviewing a man with the menopause specialist. So we've got a menopause specialist, a guy, a Super A, who's 65, and me, and we're going to be chatting about menopause. That's going to be really interesting. He's in for a really hard time.
All right, that's interesting.
So as far as face goes, you get spots in your 50s. I got to 50 and I thought, I'm getting spots. Well, I thought I was way beyond this.
Okay.
Hormones.
Yep.
So just like a teenager, women get spots in their 50s.
All right.
So go and see a good dermatologist.
Okay.
You can have the best skin that you've ever had in your 50s.
And you can get rid of that.
Yeah, you don't need acne, you don't need spots. Just get it sorted out. Don't be covering it up and spending a fortune on makeup or even a fortune on creams. I use a cream given to me by my dermatologist, which is a tretinoin, a retinoid, and Vaseline. That's it.
Amazing.
No eye cream.
Can we switch off the probably the fridge? We tried to switch off everything. We kept the fridge on. Okay, thank you so much.
That's gone quiet.
See, that's much quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, but you can still, which I believe also you've done that, you can still do a lot of things, but keep your personality, keep it like your features, don't change it. And this is something that you have done, and I love it about you. I mean, if you want to do Botox or if you want to do fillers or all these things, just don't change your shape. Don't change.
No, go and see a good doctor. Dr. Claudia at Cosmosurge.
Don't see a good doctor, or don't copy. I don't know. Just like now, some models or some women.
They're following a trend.
Yes, a trend, and almost look alike.
But I think that's a whole different ball game. That's what 20s and 30s do. When you get to your 50s, you're just wanting to claw back a few years, and there really is no point going for these facials that cost thousands because they don't work long term. So you get to a point, if you're seeing a dermatologist, when she says no amount of filler is going to work anymore.
Okay.
Not that I like fillers, because A, they don't last, they're expensive, and they can give a false look.
Yep.
So I went for the lower facelift, which I had in November.
Wow.
But the most natural, I think I was on Instagram about 4 days later, and no one noticed.
Oh, wow. But that's amazing.
Amazing. And that's what you want. You want to get something done, but so no one notices. They just think you look fresher.
Yeah, but see, it's a decision because you're deciding that you don't want anybody to know. And the thing is, like now, because it's becoming a trend and people are being okay to have the big lips, like big cheeks, hard cheeks, and very sharp jaw and all these stuff.
A sharp jaw.
Mine.
I like it.
Yeah, I want to give you the name of the doctor. He's a barber actually. So thing is, going back to Instagram, it created a trend of looks, and this is the perfect body, and this is the perfect shape, and this is how, and all these new young generation, they kind of like, this is what they know. I mean, we've seen, like in my age, I've seen like before social media, I've seen all the kind of looks with how they evolve, and but right now the young generation is following, I don't want to say names, but just like following a certain look.
Yes.
And that's the idol.
Who else can they look up to? Their mums?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but that's what it comes down to. And there are more of my age group.
Mm-hmm.
I think my average followers are 25 to 35. They're young. They want to know what is ahead of them.
Yeah.
So it's up to us as grown-ups, because I kind of consider myself grown-up sometimes, to show the younger generation what is ahead of them. They don't have many people to follow that have a zillion followers, like the big people to follow. I mean, J-Lo, look at her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
My
She's
gosh,
stunning.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Cindy Crawford. Those people are what I would like to be. Those are the people that I follow.
The thing I love about social media that really changed and motivated people is sport. Actually, it has pushed people going to sport by showing a lot of models and figures that are really toned and athletes, and this is something
but they put in the work.
They put in hard work, but as a man, the beauty for me was like more back then. It's more beautiful, curvy, nice, and very feminine in the way I knew how the figures they were. But now we start to appreciate a stronger woman, a fit woman in the gym woman, because we've seen it a lot and it's beautiful. I mean, it wasn't that figure. So it's like you see that the beauty is also going that way, going towards...
Isn't that kind of going back to the way that it should be? As a man, you're looking for a partner that you can have babies with, that's got good, that they can run out and get an animal. If something happens to you, you can't go out and kill a mammoth. You don't understand what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I'm trying to keep up.
So your job as a man is a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
So you are looking for a partner who can cook your food, have babies, can run away from scary tigers and things.
So she should be strong.
Do you think maybe it's going back to the way that it was, that it should be, that it's ingrained in a human?
Maybe, but I think what's ingrained in your brain is like, as a man, like caveman, he looks for a woman without a belly, because a belly for them is like she's already pregnant. So they don't want that.
He knows about this stuff.
Yes. She should be young, she should have the curve, because that gives also strength, and she can deliver a baby. That's all what I know. But I think what I was saying, that women are now going to be more athlete and more looking fit, and men start to like it. Like, we never thought, like, for me, as like when I see a woman with muscles, it wasn't something appealing as a man.
Are we talking bodybuilder?
Body,
or are we talking
not
toned?
extreme, not extreme.
Right.
Like toned.
Right.
But it's becoming more acceptable and more as a beauty image idol. And you see, like, most of the, maybe I look a lot on Instagram. I watch a lot of,
you do quite a lot of Instagram.
A lot of images.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
But I think that sounds healthy to me. I mean, the fact that you're looking after yourself at the end of the day is the most important thing.
Yes, of course. And follow the trends. Tell me about your marriage. You've been married
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
It's hard as well to keep I don't know, maybe my experience.
I still quite like him as well,
Okay.
which I think is a good thing.
How difficult is to be married these days? To stay
He's my
married
best friend.
and stay. Yep.
We've moved a lot because he was in the army. So we moved every couple of years. And so I would make a girlfriend and just love having a girlfriend, then we would move. And it was big tears and devastating having this girlfriend ripped away from me. So I kind of learnt for him to be my best friend, which is why we talk about everything.
Mm-hmm.
We laugh a lot, which is important. I think we're both lucky that we're on the same page. It hasn't always been that way. I do believe in a 7-year itch. I do believe 7-year itch.
Okay.
There are periods of time every 7 years where things change and can become a bit tricky. But when we were homeless for 6 months, David lost his job, and we slept on a mattress on the floor in Sports City for 6 months.
Wow.
And I did lose some respect for him during that period of time, because he had always looked after me, and suddenly he couldn't. And that was a really rough time, but it took a lot of soul searching, and I learned a lot about myself. And we managed to come out the other end stronger, but that was the closest we've come to divorce.
No, that's amazing. But I'm happy that you're happy with your partner, and you're involving him sometimes with your podcast and with your photo shoot. Did I saw a model in a picture for a hotel. I believe it's your husband.
Yes, that's right.
You see?
That's right. He was so pleased with that. Yes, it was. Burj Al Arab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Caroline, tell me I want to talk about your plans, and how do you keep yourself motivated for the future? And this is the most challenging thing for me, is like when things get quiet.
Yeah.
Or when the goal gets vague a little bit. That's the most depressing thing for me. I'm only motivated if I know what I'm gonna do next and I run towards it. So and it's always hard, and it keeps on changing every time by age and different goals, and also with this difficult situation, whether it's a business goal or a family goal. But motivation for me is something important, and that's my fuel in life. If I'm not motivated, I'm the opposite. Exactly. Yeah. I'm depressed. I don't know what I do. I need to find another goal and go on and be motivated and work towards it.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself, especially when you start to age? I'm aging, everybody's aging, but when you start to age, what are the goals, and how far do you put the goals? When we are young, we put some amazing goals because we believe that we have the time to do it, so we aim for something like really a dream come true.
Yes.
But the older we get, it's gonna be more realistic, and then it's gonna be less romantic. And when it's less romantic, I mean about the goal. The
goal should be less romantic.
No,
in your 50s. Is that what you're saying? It
shouldn't be. I mean, less.
You're digging a hole here.
The goal should be always a fantasy or romantic, or no. Did I say romantic meaning in love on this? No, I'm saying a goal that it's a dream.
Okay.
So the older we get, we don't raise the bar. We put it a step down because we don't want to put a big goal because we can't achieve it, and that's the bad part of it.
Who says that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how do you? Okay, let's put a goal, a very high, like.
Right. I remember in my 40s, somebody saying they wanted. A Bentley. And I remember seeing Bentleys driving around Dubai, as you do, and thinking, oh, I would have liked one of those. Perhaps my son will have one of those, or perhaps my daughter will. Now I'm thinking, I don't want one. If I wanted a Bentley, it would be on my vision board, and I can still aspire to wanting a Bentley. Why can I not?
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's that.
So you don't pass it to somebody else, because that's
I used to.
exactly.
That is
This
a
is what I was
mindset
trying
in
to.
my 40s.
Yes.
But then in my 50s, I walked into Carrefour in Mall of the Emirates one day and I felt invisible. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Grey hair, just walking along, doing my shopping, people bumping into me.
Mm-hmm.
That was what snapped inside me. And I thought, I'm not going to be invisible anymore. It's a choice. And I'm excited. I'd like an Evoque. I probably won't ever have an Evoque, but it's kind of a little dream in there one day to own an Evoque, the Range Rover. I love that car.
Mm-hmm.
And so why not put it on my vision board and be excited about it? You spoke about the 100-kilometer race.
Mm-hmm.
David and I did it together in 2019. It took 16 3/4 hours. We finished at 2:30 in the morning. I have never loved him more than I did walking across that finish line. We were freezing. It was so emotional. And so we want to do it again, and we want to go faster.
Mm-hmm.
So probably won't do it this year because of the stuff that's going on. But we're going to book in and we're going to do it next year, and we're going to do it faster.
That's amazing. So you set up. Do you agree that you will set up like smaller goals these days, or you set up big goals? Let's talk about things.
I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that would be smaller now than it would have been. I don't like my skin texture on my body. I told you about my knees, my wrinkly knees.
Mm-hmm.
But there seems to be nothing I can do about it.
No, Caroline, people are watching you, and I'm sure they wanna like be as close as possible to being as beautiful as you are in your age, and there is something important that people still be happy from inside,
totally,
as well as from outside.
Yes.
And it's very I believe that to be happy from inside, you should be able to still be active and productive in your life, and the only way to do it is to set a goal in your life and keep working towards that goal.
But that has to be the best version of yourself, because that's something you have to do every single day. So next year I aim to look as good as I do this year, which is going to be difficult to keep it up every year, because it gets harder every year. It's important to have goals. Otherwise, what is there ahead of you? My husband is so fit.
Oh, okay.
He's so fit. He's an Ironman, and he runs 430 kilometers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he just goes out. That's 25 kilometers at that. I'm beyond fast. I run slow, but it's he wants to win his age group in Ironman when he's 80 or something. And he'll do it because that's his mindset. Yeah. He's decided.
That's amazing. My mother is a runner, by the way. She's 73, and she runs in Lebanon. She runs the marathon, probably the 20K marathon. I'm not sure it's the 40, the half marathon.
Right.
And she always wins first.
Boom. Amazing.
But sometimes she's the only one running on that.
You never want to say that. You never want to say that you were the only one running. You just have to say you won. That's amazing.
I love you, Mom, if you're listening.
Yes. I love her too. And I will be doing the same, I hope.
I sent her your picture, by the way. I said, look at her. She's amazing. And she's my mother. She's very fit, and she's
must be proud.
She is proud, and she was in love with your look, and then how she keeps up, and then you're a really beautiful model. When I say model, I say role model, a person who a lot of women would wish to, or would aim towards being like you, natural, beautiful, healthy, sportive,
and happy,
and
like
a happy
you said.
person.
But another thing that I'd like to say is that everybody has their tribe. And if you don't agree with what I've said, don't be nasty to me.
Yeah.
Just move on and find your tribe, because we can't all like everybody. But if I can help one person try to be positive about the future, and that 50s and 60s are really not so awful, it's exciting. But it's like you said, be happy.
Be happy, be positive. And
Yeah.
the good thing about getting older is you start to priorities will be different, and you start to move the negative things. And so you surround yourself with a lot of positivity and a lot of positive people. And
positive people, that is another really important thing, isn't it? Surrounding yourself with positive people. I
just started to learn about this, honestly. It was late, because I had to start it.
Because you were young.
Yeah, but I used to accept anybody. And then, but I had a lot of energy. Now I still have the energy, but not enough to cover negative people around me. So I just I have to select positive.
You are the average of the 5 people that you spend time with.
That's great. It's a great sentence to end our. Do you would like to say anything before?
No, I think you've.
Did you enjoy the photo shoot? Like a quick photo shoot?
I loved it. I totally loved it.
You're gonna post these images?
I better.
Okay, great.
Yeah, can't wait.
Well,
thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so
really
much
sweet.
for being in my podcast.
Thank you.
This is my first English kind of podcast.
Is it?
Yeah, because most of them they're Arabic. I was a bit like, oh, how am I gonna do with my English? But
no, you did a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I'm happy to have you here, and see you again.
Yep. See you again soon.
Bye.